It is primary election day, and that means a lot of people heading to the polls. Some have already cast their ballots, others mailing them in. But regardless, there's a lot of choice, including on the Republican side, for who you think should be the GOP nominee for governor to take on potentially and likely Governor J.B. Pritzker as the Democratic incumbent. Joining us now is somebody who's recently been surging in the polls, and it's Jesse Sullivan. Jesse, thanks for taking time with us this morning. Why do you think you're surging in the polls in these final few days, and now it's primary day? Good morning.
Yeah, Greg. Hey, thanks for having me. Oh, it's awesome. It's just an awesome feeling to be surging on election day here. And it's really about being an outsider to politics, loving our home and saying we need somebody who doesn't owe anybody anything in this corrupt insider system that we've designed and established in the state of Illinois. We have such great people. We need to get back to faith and family values again. We need to be supporting the unborn and saving lives, unborn children's lives. We need to get back to the Second Amendment and standing strong for our Second Amendment rights and say the problem is not gun control. The problem is fathers in the home. We need to get back to faith and family values. And that's why I think I'm surging in the polls is people want an outsider who doesn't owe anybody anything in this system, who's going to clean it up. And that's me.
You know, for weeks on end, we saw that Aurora Mayor Richard Irvin was leading, and then we saw other polls showing Darren Bailey taking the lead, and you were there at either third or fourth. But now you seem to, at least in the Ogden and Fry poll, taken over Irvin. What do you think it was about Irvin that led to voters, at least those being polled, saying, "No, not my guy"?
Yeah, we need a conservative that can win. And unfortunately, Richard Irvin is not a conservative, and Darren Bailey can't win. You're going to have to win up around Chicago, and Darren is, the wrong guy for the job. It's the reason why J.B. Pritzker's put millions and millions of dollars in positive ads for Darren Bailey to prop him up. It's the oldest trick in the Democrat playbook is find your weakest opponent that you know you can beat in the general and support him in this primary. So we can't let J.B. Pritzker win. We need to put forward a conservative, true conservative. I'm fiscal, social, constitutional conservative that can actually win and beat J.B. Pritzker, and that's me.
You've got some stops you're making throughout the day, of course, with your lieutenant governor candidate. She's going to cast a vote, and then you're going to be ending the evening, of course, primary election night tonight here in Petersburg at Hand of Fate. What are you expecting for tonight? You think the undecideds are going to come out and pull for you?
Oh, I'm so excited. I get to start the day here up in Chicago with church. For me, this whole God's driving this whole decision. He's the kingmaker and all this. And so I just try to follow, be faithful to his message. And it's all about faith and family values back again. But then I get to head home where this whole thing started, where my wife and I are raising our kids, running around the cornfields of central Illinois the way I was raised, and where Abraham Lincoln first moved into politics. So get faith, family values, character, honesty, integrity back in our government. So that's why I'm running, and I'm excited to see the results tonight. But please, everyone, go out and vote. Show up and vote today, and please tell your friends to get out there too.
And Jesse Sullivan with us, Republican vying for the GOP nomination for the gubernatorial spot on the November ballot. But Jesse, some people may have seen recent posts and flyers or whatever else is posted on social media, pictures of you shaking Bill Clinton's hand. I think I saw one with you wearing a T-shirt for Obama. What do you say to those who think that you're a Democrat in disguise?
Oh, it's such a load of BS. People are so sick and tired of these lies and misinformation that are out there. They don't know what to believe. But back in college was the last time that I ever, backed a Democrat and made that mistake. It really has been since that point. It's like, man, conservative ideas are the ones that are going to lead us forward. Handouts create dependency. They don't create freedom and opportunity. Guns are not the problem. I grew up hunting in the cornfields of central Illinois with my grandpa. I now have an M9 Beretta, same model weapon I carried in Afghanistan to protect my family. We will stand and fight for the unborn in this state. And here's the biggest difference between Darren Bailey and myself, other than me vowing not to raise your taxes, and he will not make that vow, is around our kids in schools. This sexuality and racial indoctrination they're bringing. Darren says if they want to teach it at the local level, we will let them. I say over my dead body. I am going to stand up and ban this stuff from our schools and push back for my kids and for yours.
Jesse Sullivan, one last thing here. Money, obviously a big issue. You came into the race with nearly $11 million. If you were to get the nomination, it's anticipated we could see probably the most expensive primary, not just primary, but general election. How are you going to pull those resources together to go up against a billionaire self-financing their campaign in J.B. Pritzker?
Yeah, if we've learned anything in this primary, it's that money is not everything. You know, everyone said, oh, Ken Griffin is the kingmaker behind Richard Irvin. Well, no, God alone is the kingmaker. And to him alone will I bend my knee. And we need to get back to faith and family values. People know J.B. Pritzker has failed us as a state. It's why we lost 120,000 people. It's why Caterpillar's leaving. All of these companies. I am the sole candidate who has the business experience and background, the background with setting up law enforcement, police units over in Afghanistan. Like, I can get us back to sound government again in the state, common sense, Midwestern values. And that's what people want and are looking for in a leader right now. So please go out and vote Sullivan Murphy today on Election Day.
Jesse Sullivan, one of the 6 candidates vying for the Republican nomination to be the governor candidate come November. Greatly appreciate you taking the time with us this morning, and safe travels.
Hey, Greg, thanks for having me. Faith and family values back in our government. Let's save Illinois.
It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMA.